Nasty. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna take a lot of damage.
Everything at actually move speed
Alright, I am
24.
on
Ouch. Fucking
Move
ouch.
speed negative.
talk, so they can't hear me right now. We got Ninju versus Cody.
Yeah.
This is Ninju.
Does that include
That's,
the mounted unit? Oh no. Oh no.
This is Cody.
Oh, slows everything.
I should have taken Demon Step. Dang.
How many times do you say
Possibly.
that?
That's a new one.
So can he fight back? Ninja, do you have any movement here? 24 on everybody.
Alright, here we go. Let's post the links to places like
Yeah, that's fine.
This makes who is in the center hex like extra important. Great example of why I care about that.
Yeah, you know it is important, 100%.
I guess so.
Well, for me, at least.
Nah, in several of our early skirmishes, I got crushed very much because I couldn't get the important units into the place they were supposed to in time because of where they had been positioned on the map. I learned that lesson.
I see.
I feel like I may have been in those fights, but I can't remember anymore. My memory doesn't serve me well these days.
Old man.
It's true.
I think Cody wins here.
Good.
Taking a
Yeah,
look at these units.
Cody's army comp does look like he's got really good counters to what you're doing. I'll be surprised if you win, but like not overly, because this is
not overly surprised.
Right? This is your first skirmish.
It is. It is.
Also, so the big thing for me here is that I did bake in a lot of damage into this build in addition to the morale stuff. The morale stuff was relatively cheap to do. That's just 2 tomes.
Yeah.
So it's possible that I can overpower his 7 resistance, but we'll have to see.
I think the bigger issue here is that I think all your units are gonna get killed. I think your units are gonna die, and then your morale thing is not gonna work for 2 reasons.
I believe in you, Ninju. I was rooting for Cody, but now everybody's turned against you. I'm rooting for you, Ninju. Go Ninju.
I was rooting for a good game, and I'm still rooting for a good game. But I think the only thing that I'm feeling good about your win percentage right now, Ninju, is that you played this game a lot, and Cody is brand new to Skirmish.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I've got the.
But like, yeah, it's not even
advantage.
Right. Like these are new tomes. Like your advantage is not nearly as big as it would normally be.
I would not say that I have much of an experience advantage to begin with. Like, yes, I've played a lot of Skirmish specifically, but I've played this game not at all outside of that. Cody has definitely played more tactical combats than I have by like a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of it is translatable too, because like Morky is just really good at Skirmish too, it turns out. Unsurprising.
Turns out. Surprise.
Nah, this Forgotten Tome of Pestilence is gonna carry. I believe in Ninja's Forgotten Tome of Pestilence.
Those Sovereign skills are ridiculous. 99 range.
You don't need to go to him. You should be slow. It's fine.
Like an extra spellcast, yes.
Yeah.
It is. I asked Jordy about it. He's like, yeah, it's supposed to be a spell. I'm like, okay, but it's broken because it can crit. No, it's fine. It's fine.
You got this, did you?
Sovereign needs something good, and
you can buff them up with all kinds of like, strengthened, magic damage gear, all that stuff, arcane focus, and then they can also crit on top of it. That's a bit much. You should see a fully buffed Cosmic Barrage critting for 80 damage in 2 hexes.
Storm Trident doesn't always hit? Jeez.
Yeah, don't stand too close together.
That means I can't use cover, I can't use my Fey Mist stuff. That's rough.
I considered even going Fey Mist just to get rid of that accuracy. Because I figured you were going to take it if I left Clinging Mist open.
One of my builds didn't take it.
Oh, I
It
decided
wanted to
against
take
it,
I
ultimately.
Yeah, ultimately the affinity I couldn't get it to work out.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not sure. I know you have a lot of chaos. I don't really pay much attention to the rest. You do have Tome
obviously
of
I took it in
Dragons,
this
though.
particular build.
You could have.
because
You could have grabbed the dragon.
I could
if you
have
wanted.
grabbed the dragon, but I had looked at the dragons and I said I'm gonna have no enchantments for any of these guys. They
They're
are going
mythic.
to fly in and get obliterated immediately.
Yeah, they don't get any enchantments.
They're mythic.
Anyway. They're mythic.
Oh, sure.
I would have taken a golden one for the cleansing breath, but that's just me.
Yeah, I like the order transformation for a lot of reasons. Like
I can see you have the
necessary, but
you've got the Infernal Focus Tome. You've got Pandemonium. You've got Horde. You've got Dragons. So that's tier 3. That's your tier 4. That's your tier 1. Your Evocation is tier 1. Your tier 2s are Mist and Doom Herald.
Positioning on this is really rough.
Which means you have no cleanses in your build. You have Dragon cleanse, but it's
Dragon
really
cleanse
pricey.
exists, but it's so yeah, it's like 25 or 30 casting points.
Yeah, I think it's not worth using. I know it has a heal, but if you don't need the heal, you just need the cleanse. It's such a pointless cast.
Yeah, I've used it. I can confirm it's really expensive.
And that's the one thing I do like about Skirmish. We're very limited on casting points.
Yeah.
Because you can't build.
You can't build. You can't even use any of the Empire tree. Like.
Yeah, so you can't get.
Doesn't exist.
You can't get the 20 from Astral. You can't get Surge spell casting. You can't get like a Mystic Town Hall.
Yeah.
You can't get. You could get a Locket, but we only get one of those, and it's only 10, I believe.
The options for getting extra spell casting, like the best one is Powerful Evokers, and that one still has limits on it.
Well, it makes the Sovereign and the Wizard King valuable, but also less. I'm not sure how to explain that.
No, it makes sense.
All right, I've got my fiery wake. Man, that sucks.
Oh,
burning your. Hey, that's my forest.
Wait, how? These are going to be burning, but they're going to be standing on burning and immune to burning, and also they're wet? Like, does the immunity to burning prevent the burning from cleansing the wet? Or is the wet always going to override it? How is the downpour going to influence this burning bush? Does anyone know?
Wild.
I don't know.
Does anyone know?
I certainly do not know.
All I know is that Ninja can undo moves a lot.
Yeah, he can't. You're right. Ninja can never undo walking.
That's the only implication I'm seeing.
Oh my god.
Hide in the fire. Just watch the back. It's fine.
Hide in the fire. Ooh, that Sovereign. Have you seen the lightning resistance on that one?
Yes, I have talked to my chat about it.
Oh no!
Like, this is, I think, a vanilla problem. I assume you reduced this to -2 in Evolve.
Yeah, on Ethereal, yeah.
Yeah.
But I did take away 1 defense in return.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, just like -4 shock is so brutal, it's ridiculous.
That's why we don't play Banshee or Corrupt Soul.
Yeah.
Their resistances they make you cry.
Like they're just cheap. Like I think Corrupt Souls are not useful now that you can convert souls.
They can be good.
Balls, like, they were fine prior.
So right now, I've barely seen them be played and evolved. But what I did is, I cut the undead resistance in half. Right.
Yeah.
So undead is -2 spirit, -2 fire. And I left everything else intact. I didn't do any compensation like nerfing. I also cut the ethereal in half, like I said.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I gave the Corrupt Soul's Crushing Anguish attack a single action.
Oh, wow.
So he can move. and he can do like a finger of death, assuming you have low
Oh,
morale.
good. My curse eaters can
Oh.
catch fire.
Oh no!
Well, wait. Are you burning and wet now at the same time? You are. You're burning and wet.
I don't think
Oh
burning can
no!
I don't
remove
have
wet.
wet. There's no wet. It's just wet.
Yeah, just click on the
Oh, no.
chaos eater and scroll down to the bottom. It says wet this unit has.
Your unit's still wet.
Your unit is wet.
Oh
and on fire.
no!
Wow. Okay.
Oh no! Wait, that seems strange. Yeah.
But he's not taking a lot of fire damage, to be fair.
Yeah, it's still a chaos eater. Like,
No, it's like a miniature finger of death, but it's still morale based. It's really not that strong.
What a downpour,
Yeah,
man! I
I
can't
don't-
believe this.
I think the
That's
reason
wild.
that Corrupted Souls
That's
was fine
wild.
is that they were just easy to farm up, and then you just get a bunch of them as soon as you hit tier 2. But like,
Well, they
you don't do that now. Yeah,
they have the passive hopelessness, where every morale level below neutral they get +1 defense and resistance if the attacker has a low morale.
That's
But
cool.
that effectively doesn't come into play because they just get blown up. So I understand Triumph's design. It's just in practice, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I understand both sides of it, because like, in order to make the counters powerful, the -4
Yes.
is a lot more useful at that. But as you've highlighted yourself, like, most of the game you don't actually have flexibility on your build. Like, sometimes
Yeah.
you can choose one different tome here or there, but you usually can't just change everything about your build midstream. And so making it so that you have a situation where you just
No.
get randomly hosed by one person's build feels, I think,
Yeah.
worse than enabling the counters to be good.
We had a pretty
don't
big
know.
discussion in the open beta thread on the official Discord, because
Yeah.
that's kind of been dubbed my little complaining corner by Jordy.
That's
Nice.
a good choice.
So we've been discussing things back and forth, and a lot of people, at least the ones engaging with me, they all
1,
agree. It's like,
2,
yeah, you build something, right? You spend
3.
half the game investing, and then you just blindly get countered.
Yeah, and
And-
it's not a soft counter, it's a hard counter, and I do think that's the biggest
Yeah.
problem. Yeah.
I think if they were more soft counters, and that's what I tried to do in Evolved, I think that makes it a lot less harsh, and it gives you some time to maybe come up with a workaround. But in essence, it's just a flaw of, well, maybe not a flaw, but it's caused
It's
by
a
the
game
fact
design
that,
choice that I
well,
disagree
it's
with. I think
no,
I think I
it's
kind of do too.
it's caused by the fact that the game is slow paced as far as research goes. Let's say you scout your opponent, right, and they have like a frozen build. So you think to yourself, I need Frostling, I need Cold Dark.
So now you have a
Okay,
goal in terms of a tier 3 tome.
but
like-
now you need 3 Shadow Affinity, and you don't have any.
Well, that
You are
one's gonna
also,
get around because of the reset.
yeah, okay, but you're also researching right now, and you need to wait for 3 more cycles to pick another tome.
Yeah. That's
And then you need to roll the Frostling transformation, you need to research it, and you need to cast it.
Yeah.
All these things together,
rolling
it's
out
just,
all of this stuff takes a long time
Yeah.
and a lot of resources, whereas like you know,
And you,
that does mean that people have an opportunity to use those things that have big weaknesses, which I do think is
course.
kind of neat, but I do think generically that it the things that have big weaknesses can have those big weaknesses fixed up, and then it fixes
Yeah,
a lot of
the-
problems.
the next issue then is, once you finally make all those investments, you've made a gigantic investment, but your opponent just keeps on going on. They don't
Yeah.
sacrifice anything. So the question becomes then, is your Frostling counter good enough to win the fight? That's, but it's the same with Skirmish, honestly. Like, if either of us pulled out a counter, and I think my Cold-Blooded already is a soft counter here, it just kind of all the mist going off. It's just kind of
This is gonna be silly.
oh my god.
That particular one I'm not so worried about because, like I mentioned before, that was low investment for me. Like, you take one form trait, it counters one tome.
Yeah.
That's not as big a deal.
Yeah,
Well, I
'cause
have
he didn't go crazy on morale stuff. He doesn't have like 4 banshees here.
I do have another. Let's see.
I
But
just want to
but yeah,
know.
he's got extra tools to counter back against morale because he is playing with Bannerman.
I'm gonna start with this.
There's no actual swamps here for Ninja to try and stand in to get rid of his burning, right? This is so funny.
I don't see any, despite the fact that yes, this is a swamp.
It's a wooded swamp.
Get out of my
Maybe-
swamp.
I'll
this
be
is
honest, if the damage that I get from burning ends up being what kills any of these units, I'll be pretty surprised.
It's true.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that painful.
I mean, in particular, okay, so I'm wet, which should take away the burning, but doesn't. But it also means that I have an additional 2 fire resistance, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I did count for that. I'm not playing any fire stuff. That would I don't want to counter
Ninja's just
myself.
saying his own burning is not going to hurt him as much because his guys
true.
are wet, so they have increased fire resistance.
Yeah.
That
I
is
did
true.
notice
This
it was
is-
3 and not 4, and I thought that it ignored resistances, but what do I know? Is it
I'm
just
I'm noticing
uh,
that somehow
It
my
checks
Chaos
only
Eater has
against
3 stacks of
specific
burning.
elemental channels. So like whenever you take
Right.
poison damage, it'll specifically check: do you have any blight resistance or weakness?
Mm.
And then like same with like burning, do you have any fire resistance or weakness?
gotta take advantage of that more.
Yeah.
Well, there is a thought right behind how Triumph set this up with all the resistances. It's just I don't know. In practice, it's it needs some tweaking. Let's put it that way.
I think making it so that burning counters the like chaos power is a good idea. Like just do more of that. Make it so that burning does more stuff.
Yeah, kind of. Let's see. Do I care about that? Probably not.
Yeah, this dispelled a
What the
bunch
heck
of
did you
stuff
just
here.
do?
I destroyed the mushroom. It looked at me funny.
Okay.
Wait,
Oh.
what? You did? Amazing.
There was a poisonous mushroom in my way, and I took it out
Expertly.
because I didn't want to have to walk around it on the next turn.
I actually love that. That's funny. But also not necessarily not optimal. It's just something people don't do.
It means my unit can't go into defense mode next turn, so it's has a downside, or can't go defense mode now. I mean,
Yeah. Hopefully not a big deal. What's Ninja gonna do here, right? Right.
so far he's retreating.
Mhm. Well, I need time to consolidate my units, and I can't do that well. I've been slowed.
Yeah. At movement, it's gonna take you a long time.
I'm not sure if I should tell you now, but that slowed is permanent.
I'm aware.
Okay.
So I need to consolidate my units while I can.
Slowly consolidate.
I'm not gonna have the ability to later. I mean, these
Every
are also
4
units that have
turns.
to
So on
stand
turn
still to
5, so not
function,
this
so,
turn
like,
or the
there's
next
Sure.
so
turn.
many motivations for me
Turn after that.
not like avoiding
Got it.
the engagement right now.
Yeah. I get it. Let's see. I'm just weighing my options here. Alright. Yeah, you know what? Might as well do it this turn. Now you might question why I just made myself wet, but you have fire damage.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that for a
Yeah,
second.
we've done
Like,
that.
what's
We've
happening
talked
here?
about
And considering you have more fire than you do lightning, I'll take that trade. Did I miss any units? I don't think so.
This is an interesting build. I think you're gonna awaken something inside Ninju. Now he's gonna build like 18 builds that use tier 5
He's only
tomes.
gonna be... Yeah. Tier 5.
It's just tier 5. Oh, out of sync.
sync. Here we go.
Drink.
Take a shot, everyone.
I think it happens more often with spectators, but I could be entirely wrong.
It might, but like, how many times do you guys not have spectators in like a 4-player free for all? Do you guys players just sit in a corner?
A lot of people just exit the game during a fight, so I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like they do.
If you're playing with like 6 people and 2 people are gonna battle for 2 hours, yeah, the other 4 are not gonna sit there and watch.
You guys value your time very differently than we do.
I watch sometimes, but most people, I don't know, do the laundry, wash the dishes, walk the dog.
Live their lives.
Rather than watching 2 people. Have you watched Amygdala play? Now imagine 2 people playing at the same time.
Amygdala. Like,
yeah, but imagine 2 people playing at the speed of Amygdala.
Oh.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
have to imagine, Cody.
Yeah.
We live that dream every day.
There's a person who's even slower than Amygdala. Maybe 2 of them.
Yeah.
One is Griff, which I don't think you know.
No,
I remember Griff from...
Griff's an old Age of Wonders 3 player, yeah. The other person is Nadash, but he hasn't played in months.
Yeah, I heard that Nadash and Endag have kind of like dropped off.
Yeah, Nadash just upped and disappeared one day. And Endag couldn't get enough audience for his games, so he just kind of stopped trying, I guess.
I think, you know, as games get older, people come and go, right? It's interesting to think how,
more than a year, it's crazy how
by a
people
bit
are still interested in it.
Like,
oh, it's not just that. Actually, are we still in sync? Did you move anything?
No.
Yeah, didn't you?
Okay.
You haven't moved anything? Okay.
I'm
thinking?
aware.
Okay.
You know,
maybe Ninja is.
Tend to move a whole bunch of units all at once after figuring
he
stuff
plans
out.
out all his moves and then goes crazy.
Maybe Ninja is slower than Amygdala.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm kind of slow, and I kind of learned to
maybe.
play from Ninju, and I think actually Amygdala was pretty fresh to Age of Wonders when she started playing multiplayer with us. So I'm sure a lot of her tendencies actually come from this group.
That is definitely not the case. Amygdala is the way she is of her own volition, I assure you.
I believe that 100%.
I can confirm that, yeah. That checks out.
So Cody, talk to us about this. How are you feeling so far in this fight?
Oh, I'm sure he's feeling really lousy, like he's gonna lose any moment now.
I'm feeling like I have my
You guys,
my stuff sorted.
Yeah, it looks like you got stuff sorted out here. Like you got good ways to break through accuracy problems.
People used to say that archers have low defenses. They haven't seen a 16 defense Glade Runner.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I'm content just tanking every battle mage AoE, no problem. I'll heal it back up.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you end up bringing Tome of Alchemy here?
Yeah.
What is this? Where did this come from?
Because it's the cheapest. It's the cheapest cleanse.
It's so
Forest Warden, got it.
And
Forest Warden.
with Tome of Souls.
Yeah,
and
love
trying to
Forest
operate
Warden.
that as a cleanse.
Only if you're playing battle mages, and realistically, people don't.
Is it?
Yeah.
The reason being that they just don't scale throughout the game. It's not that their base attacks don't scale. Like they hit hard. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They hit harder than an archer.
I think battle mages are sort of like the same way they are with the heroes, where like when they're naked they're pretty good, but then as you add more and more stuff, because everything else scales better, they just scale really slowly.
What happens is they, like I said, they can probably outdamage even an archer on their base attacks, but they have no range.
Yeah.
So in a late game battle with a squishy battle mage, trying to get into 4 range to attack something, it's a suicide mission.
Yeah, 4 range is just, I think part of the functionality of ranged units in auto resolve could also just be fixed by increasing the range on these guys, because like melee units can just walk at you.
Yep.
And that's what happens when you.
The problem
observe
is,
them,
even with their AoE, which is 6 range, 7 if you cast it on the ground, right?
Yep.
But a unit that's hastened, like a shock unit, or just any melee unit, honestly, they can move 6 hexes, and then they can attack 1. So that's 7.
Yep.
So a battle
there's no real
mage,
ranged advantage in the same.
a Zephyr Archer does a better job than a battle mage.
Yep.
And my Zephyr Archers are pretty poor, actually. I'm not high culture. They don't have a champion rank. These guys are nasty. Or actually, they're female.
This is
Mine
also
have-
fun because this is, I think, like the second or third week in a row where we've seen Tome of Winds. And I just think that generically it's a fun tome. Like,
It's a weird one.
It's a weird one, but like the power of the. And I imagine that some people are better at playing against it, but like the power of the pull spell is just so good.
I modded that one out. It's not okay.
You guys just yeah,
it is not okay.
I don't
It's
know. I
very
think it's a really
strong.
fun spell. I think the stun on it is maybe a bit much.
That's what I was gonna say.
I
Like,
don't
you
even
could keep
care about the stun.
elements.
Yeah, if you pull it, the unit's dead. The stun doesn't.
Yes.
Dead is stunned.
It is dead. Whatever unit gets pulled is dead.
I mean, generally, yes. But the ability to... That is if you pull them towards you, right? If you're pulling a unit away, then
Right.
the stun matters a lot.
I think if you're good at playing against it, which I very much am not, but I think if you're good at playing against it, that there are definitely ways to prevent your high value units from getting pulled around. At which point, like, the spell just doesn't do as much, right?
It's it's 3 hexes, right? So
yeah.
Well,
if I look at my,
you don't get to directly choose the target, so you can put like less valuable units in the way.
middle, and then they
Yeah.
just don't
You
get pulled
can.
out.
You can, but we didn't like it because if you have high casting points and discounts and all that stuff, you just spam this and you kill the units one at a time.
Yeah.
And you don't care who you pull. You really don't. You just kill whatever gets pulled.
Yeah, well, that's also different from Skirmish because you don't really have like high value units if you just have all the same units. Like,
so if you play this with high culture Zephyr Archers that have 7 range because they're also champion rank, they get Eagle Eye. It's it's guaranteed death.
Pretty good.
After doing this,
I'm not even going to use the Cyclone in this fight. I don't think it's okay to use it.
that's fair. I understand where you're coming from on that. Like, cause
it's a very powerful spell. I do think that
why
can
you
play
take
around
that
it if
tome,
you're
right?
Better, but it's a very, very powerful spell.
See, is there anything I'm missing here? I don't know if you have any means of
I think
knocking my units out of defense mode, but I should turn them anyways because I don't like getting surprised by that because I was lazy.
It's fun that you say that because one of the only spells that I modded out of the game is the Abducting Cyclone. And what I did is I called it Displacing Winds, and what it does is it literally displaces by 1 hex, by 1 hex in a 1 hex radius. But it also cancels defense modes.
I like that. That sounds like a good alternate version of it. It's like similar, but not like as like just come here. I want to kill you.
So you
tactical and less like assassination.
You disrupt the enemy lines, but you don't. They can go any direction, right?
Yeah.
So it's more about taking off their defense mode. You're making it
removed.
Yes. Wait, where?
He's making it really.
Popped up on like 4 of the Chaos Eaters. I think it's just reapplying wet every single time to cleanse that for you.
I have Lightning Storm.
Maybe that's because Lightning Storm. Yeah.
So that suggests that my units could become double wet. Is that happening to these other guys? No, doesn't look like it.
Is it?
That's reserved for a different kind of game.
It's something you gotta private your Steam account for.
Double wet.
Hold on a second.
Achievement unlocked.
Double wet to
Oh
me.
no.
I'd rather
tag down
not.
here. It's like, no, it doesn't even say wet down here.
Oh, you're making it real juicy.
I was just thinking that too. This seems like
don't have much of a
perfect.
choice. The
Well,
one thing I tried to do was defend against the throw storm trident. I think all of your angles are you can only hit 2 units, and that was the best I was gonna get.
Wait, you did that successfully? No way. There's no
I
way.
don't know. I can check one. I think I can just reset the movement anyway.
Oh, that one
unless
gives
you
you the
walk
angle.
into the secret fire.
That is pretty juicy.
Yeah. Okay.
That is pretty juicy. Can you, if I move another one, can I undo them both? I don't remember.
No.
No.
That guy's
Only
stuck.
Once you've moved one unit, you're locked.
Only the last one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, only the last one. Yeah.
So it's all or nothing here.
You gotta go for it, Cody. You're gonna win, right? There's no chance this will backfire, right?
Yeah, no dice. This is fine.
Right. He says.
You gotta
Oh,
sprint
I'm
action
trying to-
here. You're good. Wait, does it go on a cooldown? Hold up. Yeah, it does. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they
Good.
finally gave it a cooldown.
Good.
It got nerfed pretty heavily, honestly. This is a very highly nerfed Storm Trident.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I
thank God,
remember
though.
not having a
Like-
cooldown, right? For a while.
Oh, they also
Didn't have
took a bunch of
cooldown,
damage
and
off.
They took damage off, and now amplified arrows is just like not remotely the same thing, so you can't use it to just
Yeah,
demolish entire armies.
amplified arrows is not quite as nasty as it was.
It's still fine, but
Still
like
a lot here.
it was a problem
it.
before, and I would not consider it a problem now.
Let's see what we can do here. Can
Got him,
we-
Ninju. Its trap has been set.
Yeah, now you just gotta Yu-Gi-Oh it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like Chaos Eaters basically do look like Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, right?
You've activated my trap card.
You can't tell me that this isn't like clown-faced, red-eyed demon that Yu-Gi-Moto didn't encounter in a haunted circus or something like that.
Okay.
That was like episode 38 or whatever.
That's oddly specific.
Yeah, just like look at this.
Question is,
I'll
what
be
do
honest, the original Yu-Gi-Oh show, man, get like legally moderately stormed and put on a random episode of that show and just watch what the previously
Just watch
on
the abridged
segment
series.
is.
No,
It's
just watch the
really
abridged
funny.
series, man. Like the Yu-Gi-Oh abridged series and DBZ abridged, like
Abridged,
really nailed it.
Yeah. I've not seen the Yu-Gi-Oh one. DBZ is great.
Yeah. The Yu-Gi-Oh one was like with Little Haribo was I think one of the ones that like really kickstarted it all.
Yeah,
it has
it
the
was
same issues that
the
DBZ
first
does, where like the first dozen episodes he was still learning what he wanted to do. But like I don't ever want to watch regular Dragon Ball Z again.
Oh, yeah,
Just watch
DBZ.
DBZ abridged. It's just
DBZ
better.
A needed some time for sure. Yeah.
It is a shame that they couldn't do the Boo arc too, but like Funimation hates
Yeah,
those
it
guys.
Well,
doesn't-
they did
The
something
Cell arc-
eventually. They called it Boo
the
Bits.
way that they handled that is just the best.
They released some clips from like unused footage.
I had seen that.
I guess I gotta go in because playing with Camper Boy.
I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a number of incentives to camp. Are you kidding me?
I know, but when both players kind of don't really want to go in, then the one who does go in is usually at a disadvantage.
I know
Yeah,
that too well.
I think I have more advantages to camping than you do, so there's no reason for me not to.
I guess.
Because, like, I get additional mistexes, I get additional turns towards my new Sovereign spellcast.
But let's say we both refused to engage, we would just stand here forever and ever.
I would gradually whittle you down with my Eldritch Sovereign spells.
I'm somehow doubtful.
Over the next 1,000 turns, I will kill
Right.
units.
I hate anyone who plays like that. Like, legitimately.
I don't think we've ever seen anyone really try to do that.
No. Usually we're also pretty good about just, like, whoever is the person who is disadvantaged at sitting back, eventually just saying, like, yeah, okay, I gotta go in now before they start taking the advantages to it.
Yeah. We got places to be and, like, magic to play.
Exactly. That seemed efficient.
Yep. Stormbringers are pretty good units.
Turns out. Who would have thunk?
Yikes, how do you get this guy? Apparently you can't.
Let's see. What am I doing with these guys?
Alright.
It's not very great, but gotta do something, I suppose.
You could always spur that one and then no. No.
Spur it and then move and then
get a better angle. Probably not, no.
Not sure that's what you want to spur.
Right.
I don't play with spur at all, so I will probably not use it the way I should be using it.
I don't know if you've got great units for it, like with the
cooldown. You don't have spur in the mod. But I will do this.
They just took it out entirely.
Nice.
Should have done that first for the fortune, but you know, you live, you learn.
You're giving him a chance.
They might have been max fortune already. I don't know. I didn't check.
Let's just say you're giving him a chance.
But it's funny that his own mists are benefiting me as well.
Well, yeah, I mean, only a handful of his units won't have the ability to shoot through anyway because of the transformation.
Just the Chaos Eaters.
I think it's literally just Chaos Eaters.
The Mistlings can, and the Awakeners have Fate Touched, yeah.
Yeah, because of the transformation.
I think it's just your ruler in the...
Yeah, the ruler.
The
ruler also.
The ruler's big attack.
They don't get anything for transformations. They get Cosmic Overdrive.
Yep. They get an enchantment. That
your ruler did not get a new spell yet, so I'm not worried about it. Like, your ruler is out of range for anything. There's like one unit, I don't care. That's fine.
But this ruler mind controls the most important thing and just destroys you.
He can't mind control, he's out of range.
Technically he has a phase.
If he wants to die next turn. There's someone who did that and didn't end so well.
This is true. You do have a lot of ranged pieces here, unfortunately.
It did not end well for that player.
That deal lightning damage against -8 over here on shock weakness.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to move the Stormbringers to the other side just to one-shot the ruler, and I thought, you know what, it's not worth my time. I'm not going to be that mean to Ninja.
Yeah, that would be a little
Were you actually able to get over there?
I mean, he's slowed. He has no choice. No, I would have taken me some extra turns.
You would have needed an extra turn.
Yeah. I would have moved my Stormbringers across the map, and if need be, I would have stood right in his face just to throw the trident.
Yeah.
Because 3 Stormbringers are killing that ruler. I guarantee it.
Yeah, 100%. Yep, that's way too much lightning weakness for
even 2 might kill it. No, it crossed my mind, but then I had to shuffle my armies, and I'm not that much of a tryhard.
Yeah.
I'm okay with even losing this battle, though I don't think I will. But I'm sure I already...
Let's see, you killed 1 Awakener.
Well, I heavily wounded. Yeah. So I'm taking out unit models. That was my goal. But his Chaos Eaters are a single model.
How many SMEs do you have? You've 0 other than your heroes? You're a brave man.
What now?
Your single model enemies.
Oh, I don't care about that. It's overrated.
Yeah, if you're planning on just like rumbling at range, then it doesn't matter as much.
People take Tenacious, I'm aware, but I think it's overrated.
I don't like Tenacious.
It's too expensive in the base game.
Effects than just Berserk people. Like, that's the same thing. It's like,
yeah, but you can Angelic, you can take Mammoth or Eagles. Eagles also reduce models.
Yeah, yep.
You can
Eagles
take...
are a lot better at 3 than they were at 4. They're still not like great in the universe with Tome of Corruption, but they're much better in vanilla.
I thought Naga also reduces. Yeah, they do. Don't they?
I mean, okay, so Defenders at 6
Oh,
models
no. They
sounds
don't.
right. You think that's normal?
Yeah. I was looking at the archers. They only have 3, so...
Yeah, they only have 3 base. They're good.
Actually, the Stormbringer used to have 2. They increased it to 3.
Yes.
And they removed... That was it. They removed decreased model from Naga. It was unintended.
Oh, okay.
So Stormbringers would be single model units with Naga.
Yeah.
Which is conveniently in the same tome, you know?
Okay. I'm not winning this fight. Let's see if I can make 1 unit route.
This is why I don't... this is why I don't like the DLC tomes. Like, in this specific example...
Really powerful. A lot of them are
what
really powerful.
Yeah, what they did is they put, like, 5 different effects that you want in the same tome. But why would I ever pick like another complementary tome if I'm getting everything in one package? It's really weird.
I mean, like, I think some of the tools that are present in DLC tomes aren't problems, but rather things that I wish we had more of. Like, I think that it's good that Alchemy has a great cleanse and anti-magic tincture.
If the whole game was
1 or 2 more.
Yeah. If the whole game was designed like this, I would agree with you. But right now, it's like DLC good, everything else not so good.
Hey, cryomancy and evocation exist. You take that back.
Oh
yeah.
No! God damn it!
I took out Blizzard and Lightning Evocation, or Lightning Torrent.
They're meaningfully worse involved.
Wait, that ended your action?
No, the camera moved and I clicked defense mode.
Oh,
my next action.
No! I know your next action. Yeah, that Awakener.
Oh.
Didn't get to expose.
Huh?
Okay.
I only see an evo. Oh, that Awakener in the front.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wait, how does the Awaken end your turn? No, that's unfortunate.
To make it positive, he only deals 9 damage.
Would have applied exposing though.
I'm not
about the
looking at
ability.
damage.
Is the
Is
status?
the ability, especially if it's awakened.
Yeah, you're trying to sunder. I understand.
Statuses. Yeah.
It's one of the reasons Awakeners are a bit overloaded because they have the double guaranteed stunder.
Yeah. And they can even, if they're awakened, pick up distracted, which can do.
But I also don't enjoy what's it called? The Spellbreaker, because it purges everything, and if you run any kind of magic origin, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
I don't like that kind of a unit just being randomly there as a hard counter.
I think that the Spellbreaker itself is a little understandable in the previous world where Mystics were like worse. Depending on how you handle bans on Mystic Attunement, it is like one of the
I wish they would just I tried many versions of it, but nobody plays Battle Mages in the competitives.
You should have Madness, right? Or wait, was Madness
I tried.
Further?
I tried giving them 7.
Oh, no, that was a 28% chance. I wanted the morale. I'm trying to.
He's trying to route stuff.
I mean, if he's mad, then he attacks his own friends for a turn instead of you.
Oh my god.
No.
The insanity.
One of these guys is the only way that it's the only way that something maybe happens for me.
Got it.
What was I saying? I got lost in some.
Yeah, what were we talking about? What were we talking about?
Oh, right. No, nobody plays battle mages. As I explained earlier, it's not because they don't deal damage, it's because they have no engagement range. And yes, they have it on their AoE, I agree. But that AoE falls off like 5 turns after you make the unit.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just not great units generically right now.
So
like,
I did a test.
The game's hostile to them.
I did a test in Evolved where I made every single battle mage enchantment applied to the AoE effect. That means AoE damage, AoE debuffing, all of it. And turns out battle mages were slightly broken. Not oppressively broken, not even oppressively.
I agree. Like, I didn't know that was a bug for necromancy. I thought that was a feature because like they needed it.
So imagine I did this for every single enchantment. So AoE projectiles of decay, AoE lightning focus, AoE soul binders.
Really, I'm here for it.
And at the same time, I took out fiery arrows and I made like a fire focus instead. Because why does that tome have 2 battle mages? But then it has an arrow enchantment.
To trick people.
I don't get it. It really should have an enchantment that either...
so confusing.
Either a copy of lightning focus, so that you can choose to go pyromancers if you want. Or, but I think that's more drastic, you make it like projectiles of decay where it affects both the ranged and the battle mage at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's healthy.
Fine, considering that, no, I mean, I don't know about the balance of elemental damage types in Evolved because of
they've
rebalanced them there, but like
there's one problem, and
probably good.
Problem is that the battle mages have no physical damage, so you can't detract physical.
That's really good for him.
Yeah.
Which means you're going to have to...
He's going to AoE though, isn't he? I think he
give
is,
it like +1 damage and just leave it at that.
That makes sense.
They did the same with the enchantments that Ninju's running. He has Infernal Focus, which works on 4 or maybe even 6 different classes.
Yep.
I think it's just the 4.
I think it's 4.
But if you made every battle mage enchantment like that, so archer plus battle mage,
can't get distracted.
I don't know. I think it could work.
I think it could. I agree. Like, I think part of what you identified on Discord talking to people is that like a lot of things aren't flexible because they are so narrow. If you just made them like, not as powerful but more flexible and applying to more things, then that would be less of an issue, and that would allow people to come up with like soft counters a little more easily with lower input costs.
And it's hard.
I'm so mad. I could
that
run
unit
if I hadn't mashed that defense mode. I have like exactly enough.
Well,
it's hard to
still kill.
No, I can't kill. He did steadfast, yeah.
Oh shoot, you're right. Oh, whoops.
All of those are immortal.
I'm not running into Ninju's army without steadfast.
Smart.
Because that's just sacrificing my units for nothing.
I'm literally like 1 repeating attack away from it. Because like, look, I do this, right?
I don't understand Triumph's logic sometimes.
-58, and I don't have anything else.
Because Triumph nerfed archers repeatedly, and they're not good.
If you flank him, that'll count. It's morale.
Like, do you guys ever see archers in a regular match?
Only if we're doing weird stuff.
Yes!
Yeah!
High five, Ninju! High five!
Wait!
That could cascade into the others.
Can he cascade it?
If you can get more flanks.
Although they're steadfast,
they will...
41 morale already.
It makes other units sad when one runs away.
It makes other units have their morale also drop because of allied route.
It's gonna be like -15 or something, right?
They already
They
already took that penalty.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, it's not per unit.
I see it. I see it -5 on them.
Yeah, it's already there.
5.
All right. Well, It's still good.
It's all
I got
just
the
it's
one. I won the
all
moral victory. I did it.
all of
Yeah.
it's joy siphoners from the AoE attacks.
Yeah.
It's a lot of you're siphoning my joy.
Can't believe that one AoE would cost you that. It didn't quite cost you that, but it almost did. Cost you actions right here. Because, like, you could
Yeah.
still hit with an AoE, right? Is that not gonna drain, like, the other stuff?
He has no
Oh,
racial
that's not-
units.
Ah,
Yeah, I
right,
don't have any
yeah.
more
Yeah.
AoE.
He doesn't have any other more morale damage.
They it's a
He
transformation.
might
It's
be
not
able to
a
roll in- Nope.
enchantment.
You should consume chaos because he's just gonna remove all this stuff, right?
Yeah. Sadly, I don't think I can consume chaos in like a terribly helpful way.
Yeah, yeah.
Do not consume the chaos.
Isn't that gonna consume the demoralized too?
Oh no, I hope
Probably.
not. Does it say it? Probably.
I don't think it will clear
Yeah.
that because that's a strategic layer spell and it
Never
doesn't
say never.
normally
But
clear-
it's a stacking
doesn't-
effect. It's not just minus.
It doesn't
15 morale.
normally clear things like whatchamacallit, like the lightning
Blizzards.
torrent,
Yeah.
and blizzards.
I wouldn't be surprised if somehow something like that happens.
Also,
It's-
apparently his like wet permanently countered every single burning that I threw at that. So there's not actually even all that much for me to try to get.
Yeah, no, I'm looking around. I was just
'cause
curious.
he's one stack. No, you still got through.
Well, here, let's suppose I move this guy here and take a look at the preview. 12 damage, 16 damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
So
a chaos
juicy.
eater.
It's
Wow.
weird because it says he's going to dispel 8 effects on my screen.
Oh, it said 12 effects. But here's the thing also, like, I think that maybe for those purposes, dispelling, you know, if you have 5 stacks of bleeding, that's 1 effect.
Right. I'm guessing it's counting demoralized 3 times, if I had to guess, because my unit does not have 12 debuffs. No way.
Yeah, don't remove the demoralized.
There's 2 times burning, 3 times demoralized, that's 5. Phantasmal is 6, Sunder defense is 7.
Right.
That
How are
tooltip
you
is
gonna-
really...
Oh boy. Oh, look at that damage number.
One thing that I try to highlight as much as I can is that sometimes doing the math based off of the tooltips is a waste of everybody's time. Because
Yeah.
the tooltips are wrong. And
Well, the consume chaos specifically, there's something not correct about it.
yeah, but like sometimes if you're gonna like kill a model in between attacks, then the
Yes.
math is just incorrect. If you're gonna apply debuffs
Yeah.
between attacks, sometimes the math is incorrect. Like the UI
Gonna
and the
make him
tooltips
sad.
are, I think, designed by and for use by humans, and so we should understand that they will be
I
imperfect.
don't see.
But
most of the time
definitely
they're
can be
fine.
misleading sometimes. Most of the time they're
Inflict
most of
random
the time
things.
they're
I've
on him.
only ran into weird issues with Consume Chaos, and when I made Consume Chaos also get the enchantments, I did a test run. Oh god,
no.
that was painful.
Chat. I need to have my
I
chat.
applied.
Would
I
you
had a
have, though?
tooltip that said something like dispelling 100 effects, and I was like, "Pardon me?
Yeah.
How many?"
So Cody, you
Oh, yeah,
introduced
look at
on
this
your
value.
hero's an ability to remove buffs.
What
did you
from
just
his
do
unit,
that
is
for?
that right?
Hang on, I didn't catch that because they were both talking.
Did you
Yeah.
just invert there?
Yeah, I did Wand of Inversion on my Chaos Eater. I got rid of all of
Alright.
his burning stack.
I'm
Oh,
waiting.
they did.
Wait, it says Chaos Eater moved, but sorry, Stormbringer moved by itself. Okay, now it's moving. Okay, where the hell's he going?
He's running to
Wrong
the edge of the
direction,
map.
buddy.
Closest direction.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah,
It is the
they're
closest.
Not wrong.
What's he gonna do? Turn around and run away from his enemies? Of course not.
I wouldn't call it the most optimal route.
He's on fire. Oh my
But yeah.
god.
that Stormbringer is just full on panicking, right?
He removed
He's
what?
on fire and
It really
poisoned.
has to
Oh
be.
no. That's a bit of
So-
fire and bleeding and oh my.
Oh my. Speaking of oh my. Hang on. Yeah, you know what? This sounds like a good idea.
Hey, you did it with the beginning, so you get the fortune. Nice.
Hey, I'm learning. Watch this one.
Wow.
I was actually looking at right there a second ago.
Yeah. I mean, that's another one of those nice uses for melt armor. Like, Zephyr archers do exploit reduced physical defense, and there are meaningfully fewer tools for
Same one
crazy
from earlier.
stacking on physical defense.
When we started 50 minutes ago, it's just a skirmisher godsend.
That should get my guy to stop routing, but he's dead anyway.
Oh yeah.
Because you can bring them back from routing. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we could always
yeah,
cause him to
yeah.
route again, you know? That might
Of
be
course.
fun.
It doesn't matter. My hero kills him. Unless he's gonna kill the hero.
Yeah.
Which I don't
Maybe I
think he
will.
has the actions in that area for that.
But
I'm not a
But
guy
never
who
say
checks the
never.
entire map for actions. I just click units, and then I click other
Yeah.
units.
if you get like 20 more units to route, you can deal with that 40 morale bonus he has.
If you think I actually like have a plan here, you're very mistaken.
Oh, you got a chance, Ninja. He has no plan.
I don't think he needs one.
Yeah.
I am not the man with the plan. I'm the man without a plan.
I'm interested to see how you got these armor values so high. I learned a lot when I did a skirmish against Borgi, and I saw how he did that kind of thing. Do want to take a moment to take a look at that. Because, like, what is the default on these Zephyr archers?
So one thing I'm noticing
2.
is he's using feudal to
Where's
get some
plus
defense, and then
8?
the forest warden is
Yeah.
also giving some defense, right?
If you'll notice,
It's
the
feudal
hero
and
I
forest
just
warden.
He's
just
got
moved.
Sealskin, he's
He
got
gives
tough-
feudal
I
ruler.
see. Oh, he's got 3 bolstered defense. Why does it? Oh, I see. Okay, okay.
Yeah, this is a really good use of feudal. Like, obviously you don't use it that much in real games, but like here, this
Yeah,
this
okay.
is cool. It's efficient.
See if we can actually hit something. These mists everywhere.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna run a guy forward and just reset the melee.
You know, I'm the man without a plan.
I'm sure this is good.
Let's see. Sometimes I just do things.
You got 5% to hit, but you've got another 5% to crit, so it's really more if you think about it like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's probably worth trying.
Yeah, great
Wouldn't-
value.
Position manipulation spells and
You
things
know,
like
while
Tome
I'm
of
at
Winds
it,
with this, yeah.
let's make his buddy wake up as well.
So Godsend,
buddy.
which one are you talking about? You're talking about Cody's thing right here, just
I'll
pulling
throw
him
out
out of
one of these.
position could really help. I think so. Yeah, this is a really high tier match where we have some tier 4 tomes. I think 1 tier 4 tome on each side.
Poke.
I was expecting to see Tome of Corruption, but I think Ninju strayed away from it. Yeah, pulling the feudals away from them. Yeah, actually, Godsend's bringing up a really good point here. If you see somebody doing this feudal kind of aura stuff, you just pull them away. That's one way to reduce the armor. But like, there's still so much passive armor and resistance on these guys just through the support skills,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's why I
it's
go
through
into
a lot
the
of-
support
He's
tree.
also running tough and resistant at the same time, which, you know, in future I do think people should generally avoid.
Yeah,
Um,
I know some of these builds were sent to me. I completely missed that was in there. I should have been looking for those details. But I think even without it, this is a good build.
yeah, even without it, I think that this would have required Ninju to have like the best game of his life to win. Like, being on permanent slowed is just an enormous disadvantage.
There is one way to counter it, but then you have to know in advance. You can go Naga yourself.
I mean, these kind of like I knew going into this that there's going to be some weird bullshit like this that I wouldn't be able to predict, but this kind of like
Yeah.
whole battlefield slow on top of whole battlefield wet on top of like all of this other stuff
This
is
what
another
tier
reason
4
why I don't
homes are about,
generally
baby.
I don't generally like playing that high up, just because it becomes about stacking that much garbage instead of like even in our setup, the builds are really important, so it's not like tactical play is king or anything, but the battle being this heavily decided kind of before it starts, off of stacking that many huge things is just like not as interesting to me.
It's fair. I
think it's-
definitely
I think
enjoyed
it's the
watching
function of
this. Like, I
Yeah,
like
I
the
think it'll be
variety.
fun to
Variety
see.
is always fun for me when we can see different builds and different things. So I'm glad that we're trying it.
Yeah, the problem for
I
me
would-
is if you have a bunch of tier 1s, like I find that just incredibly boring because they don't do anything. They just hit you 3 times and, you know, that's
I
it.
mean,
Relative
I think
to the
depending
other
on your tier
things, right?
ones, like,
It means that you have
some
to
of
care
the tier
about
ones are
positioning
really
a lot more,
important.
right? It's not about looking at what wild effects they do. It's about thinking about how the battle is going to play
Oh,
out.
sure, but it's and I don't mean this in an insulting way. It's just simplistic, right? And I
Most of them will have at most like 1 or 2 extra abilities, and a lot of them are just generic
Yeah.
stat monsters.
and I would
think
prefer
playing
to
those
have
battles, there is a lot to think about.
It's a
I prefer to have
preference, right?
more
I've
stuff
never
to
felt
think
like
about.
the simplistic units was actually a problem there. I think the complexity is already very, very high.
That's fair,
Good
I
hit
guess.
chance there. I think you. Wow. Hello.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
looking.
pretty brutal.
Ninja
Looking
hasn't
at
gone
that
to
one.
kill that Stormbringer yet. Come on.
They
Is this
grazed.
going to be a flawless victory?
Nah, he's
No,
gonna get
it's
the
not.
Stormbringer.
I'm gonna kill the one Stormbringer. Just you watch.
Goals.
He's
Maybe
he's
I'll
looking
get
to
that
kill
Bannerman
something.
too. We'll see.
Do it. Actually, I think you can get all of these Stormbringers. I believe in you. Your hero's alive. Your hero's
That's
alive.
optimistic.
Nah, your hero's
I
alive.
I steadfasted 2 of them with my hero skills.
Oh, curse you. Wait, you can keep that. Nah, this should be like Mark. You should not be able to keep doing that. No.
Yeah.
See, this is why I
That
introduced
was-
more purging in the game with
That was,
purging field.
That
Yeah.
was something
I think there
that
should
was
be
a
more
a
purging
big
in the
problem
game
in Planetfall.
generically, though. Like,
The
I specifically
This is
added.
something
that
I
hoping
specifically
Helm of
took
Corruption was
out.
gonna help with, but we need more of it.
we
I
sh-
took
we
out
should have
Spur.
more purging. I don't want there to be more cleansing. The existence of nymphs alone is already kind of upsetting for me on that. But like purges are
Yeah.
necessary, I think.
I think
for
that
like how
1
much
or 2 more low tier
buff stacking you can do.
like cleansing,
Um,
I would be in favor of at
Single-
an AOE, because like we just
So-
need some more.
No, but very
Your
simplistically,
support should
I
have single target cleanse. I would agree with that.
took out spur to action. I don't think it's healthy, as you just saw. And these are weak units.
Oh, yeah.
I can use it on much more
Yeah,
oppressive
we
units.
usually when we play with it, in
So,
skirmish we don't usually.
I mean, we
have
talked
them
about
put in
this
when we have
yesterday
1v1.
with Winslayer.
Yeah, the video's coming
And
out on Tuesday, but yeah. You go ahead.
I took
reiterate.
spur to action. I took spur to action out, and I put in purging field, which is not entirely the same as Planetfall. It's like a spellbreaker purge. You just cast it, and it purges in a 1 hex. And it's got a 1 action point 4 range, and any support hero can pick it up at level 7.
The thing is, yeah, level 7. I think that's
Yeah.
probably a good place to have it because you don't want to be able to get it for free. But like at the
No,
same time, I
yeah.
feel like maybe I would
It
like
means
a single
people,
target version of that, like earlier, more like a restore. Because like you said,
Well,
what does restore do? I don't know if we ever talked
we-
about if you changed
We
restore.
use restore all the time. Like
Okay.
They
Rest-
fight through the AI problems.
we use restore in battles to cleanse. To cleanse.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll use
it's
it
great
in
in
manuals.
manual,
I'm curious
yeah.
when Mori picks it up though, because it is
I don't know.
really undeniable as to
It's-
how bad it is for auto.
I think
resolves. Like, you
it's
just
one
watch
of the
through
first
fights.
things you pick up because your ruler or hero will cast it and not run themselves into death.
And it sometimes is not as big a deal though, because like I've seen plenty of fights where you just need your hero to attack, because like unless your hero has
Yeah.
a big movement bonus that nobody else has, like Blink, your hero is not usually gonna
All
get
Dragon
itself killed in
Lords.
auto resolves. Yeah. There are exceptions. There are exceptions.
But also, what other skill are you gonna
moreover,
pick?
that's the bigger issue. If you're going into support, there just aren't a lot of things that you can take. I just think that delaying restore is safer.
Dark
Like,
Ritual.
it's so. I mean, you can just take like an elemental.
You can
weapon
go
type
Vigor,
level 1.
but I don't think Vigor's worth it. I don't think the upkeep is worth it, because in the early game, there's no
The
point in
upkeep
having
doesn't do
that.
anything.
You ready to see a big brain play?
You're
know
gonna
what
Dark Ritual,
But
right?
if you can, my point is that if you can delay
Let's
it
go.
until, if you're taking alchemy, if you can delay it until you have
Which
Oh,
has
by the
happened.
early,
That
that's
sacrifice, you just casted is utterly broken with the Chaos Lens. I don't know if you're aware.
fine. Yeah, Morty toned us in on it. Sacrificial slaughter on a Baylor apparently is just nuts.
Oh, it's not just that. That Chaos Eater dealt 40 damage. But what happens is...
it also will like add, because it's not a
Yeah.
normal selection of like
It's a repeating spell.
debuffs. Yeah, it's a
So
repeating.
what the game will do is for each tier of the unit, it will apply the 10 damage from the lens as well. So your
Nice.
40 just becomes 80.
Although
Wonderful.
Here
Yeah.
we did see the really fun double
Yes.
power stunned berserk on one of them.
Yeah, zombies are also pretty darn broken.
Love
Now
them.
these are probably not that powerful.
No, they're not.
They have battle mage enchantments, which doesn't help a zombie.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But zombies are quite broken units.
Yeah,
Um,
we generically are really excited when we
Dark
see Dark
Ritual?
Ritual.
Dark Ritual is really busted. I don't know if the Necromancer, like, source of zombies or the other things outside of Dark Ritual are really that big a deal. I haven't seen too much of them.
What I did for
Necrotize is
Dark
really good
Ritual...
at low level skirmishes and low level auto clears.
Did they just move once to it? Okay, then. They moved to the left and then they meleeed, I think. That's interesting choice. That's Stormbringer. He was next to the Chaos Eater and then he moved like to his other
that's
flank.
a throw storm trident. I think it wanted to
Oh my
throw,
God.
but didn't want to be inside.
Yeah,
melee
I see.
range.
He threw this. That's even worse.
He threw.
That's
Beautiful.
even worse. Threw the
Beautiful.
trident.
Good job.
Oh,
You did it.
You had one job, Stormbringer. Right, so this is why, if I can move this hero, this is why we take Restore.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's a really good ability for manual combats.
Was that really, like, since that's a stunned unit, that also, like, or I'm sorry, yeah,
It
it's
saved
stunned and
it.
it also did its Berserk. Was a Restore there really valuable? Because
It's got
What?
actions.
That it was.
It has action points.
It was stunned and berserked at the
does?
same time,
It
so it,
does.
couldn't actually
it
use
doesn't.
the berserk
Okay.
attack there.
It doesn't show them
so
in
it
the
got
UI.
everything back.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the same issue, but yeah.
When you
Wait,
open
so-
the
so
unit,
if it's
it'll show you the
berserked-
movements. You were berserked and stunned at the same time, so
It
that
wasn't
when the
able to do the berserk.
phase happened. It couldn't do it. It couldn't move.
Rip.
But I thought it moved.
Yeah.
I thought it did a.
No,
Nah.
you had both.
Oh,
of
that
them
was
were
the other
berserked.
one.
One of them, yeah,
Oh,
the other
okay.
one wasn't stunned.
The other one moved.
What is that Berserk from?
From when you killed your guy, you sacrificed
Your
him,
sacrifice.
and he berserked him.
Oh,
I
okay.
I
Oh,
thought
it
that
like
was
a
what you were
random-
trying to do. But apparently you're going for damage.
Well, yeah, I used it to kill that other unit. Is
Alright.
that the? Okay, so that's the random debuff was 2 Berserks. Okay.
You got
Honestly,
berserks and
an
a
interesting
stunned.
one, yeah. Like, because then he can't
Yep.
control his actions as easily.
Two of them
I-
ended up berserk.
If only they weren't stunned, actually, I think would have been really good for you there.
Berserk is when you're this close is not really going to be doing much. Just makes his
Yeah.
turns a little more annoying.
Yeah, it's not as efficient because like it's not gonna throw the
Yeah.
spear in a way that you would want to, and it might
Right,
waste your
it-
spear.
It's hopefully
You-
not going to like slaughter your own dudes.
If I'm lucky, it'll give me the value of like 3 stacks of weakened in terms of inefficient damage.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not really that big a deal.
I think of Berserk as being mostly a buff because of the like pseudo tenacious for at least things like Skirmish. It's a pretty big deal.
Well, that didn't help one bit.
Made
I
you feel
guess,
better about it though, right? Oh, you got a kill.
Yeah, I'll take the other ones. Yeah. I was
Got
trying to
two.
kill the hero, but the accuracy is still just not there.
That melee not able to run up on him?
They can't kill it, the melee.
I do want to point out, like, how much value you do get out of Fey Mist just for being 1 tier 2 tome here.
I too have unlocked the ancient art of zombies.
Dark Ritual. Oh my god! And one of them's a snake. Cool.
Snake.
Aw,
it's a
adorable.
snake. All the others can't move. But that ruler's not going anywhere.
I don't know why, but I find all the zombies, all the different variations of zombies, so adorable. They're so funny.
At least these are really weak. So they
Holy
got my
shit, 70
they got
damage?
my transformations, but they didn't get my.
I love this watching 70 damage become 12 damage.
Oh no, they do. They have frost blades. Who's dealing 70?
My Eldritch Sovereign.
Oh yeah, I told you that thing is utterly broken. That's 100
I mean,
range.
it doesn't look utterly broken right now.
Not
Right
away,
now it's single
70.
this one is single target, but you should see the other ones.
I'm seeing 70
Oh,
damage
right.
become 12 damage, dude. I don't think this is super meaningful.
You should
can
take the
kill your own support units pretty badly.
no,
That's
I
pretty
have
cool.
blight resistance because I'm Naga.
Yeah. Blight resistance
You
is not
get
exactly
really good numbers
uncommon.
looking at your own units, Ninju.
Oh.
That's really
I have
funny.
2
That's
blight from Naga and 2
70.
blight from Steelskin, and these units have more than 10 resistance on them.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think this is an uncommon scenario.
That's pretty funny though. 70 down to 12 or 15. Oh my god.
Yeah, take
The
that.
if you run this Sovereign again, you should take the Astral Tome or the Chaos Tome are nice.
Yeah.
Even the Order one is pretty decent. I like this one, the one you have, the light one, but only with battle mages and only if you get the AoE, which you did not get.
I was really hoping for the AoE, it's true.
Because it
Well, I
applies
take this-
diseased.
Yeah.
But you
Oh,
probably
hey, I've
didn't.
still got these things.
I think you
Forgot
didn't
about
take Mastery, did you? No, you didn't. You might not be able to take the Tome Mastery at level 8.
Oh, your corrupted soul could have tried to crushing anguish on one of those things, and it was just low. Oh no, that could have been really
Yeah,
good.
If you had Mass Plague, it would definitely help you, like as your first ability.
Yeah, I saw Mass Plague, and when I was looking at the other options, I was like, well, most of these seem pretty okay, but I might high roll a Mass Plague and actually get somewhere with it.
The main issue with the Sovereign is if they get engaged upon and they don't have the correct spells and whatnot, they're made of paper.
Yeah, that's true, but they also, like, you know, my abilities are 7 range, and I get a free action teleport.
Well,
usually, I don't think that's as big of an issue. If enemy units are on top of your Sovereign, you're in a bad place to begin with.
Yeah, I personally don't consider the Sovereign strong in combat. I think the problems are on the overworld
their
map.
economy is really good. In combat, they're pretty. I would say they're really inarguably worse than a Wizard King in combat.
But I still did nerf the range to 6 by request of Morgie on all of those abilities.
Okay.
Wait, you take Chaos Pulse down from? I thought it was already at 6. Or are you talking about just this
No, he's
attack?
talking about the book stuff.
The
yes.
books, yeah.
Yes, no, I agree.
I
That,
personally, I don't mind it so much being unlimited, but if you high roll a really good one on the first turn and your opponent is clumped up, it's just game over. And that's not okay in my book.
I want to play around with this stuff some more. Like, I think next weekend I'd be down to try skirmish like this. Then I'd probably play Sovereign.
Yeah,
mean,
just
you
keep
can
running
even-
Sovereigns back over and over again.
You can even go up to level 12. It won't even help the Sovereign that much, but it'll give you like the extra pulse.
Just need lightning resistance. All I know is I need a source of lightning resistance, apparently.
Yeah, that's part of the problem in Skirmish, because you can't build items. Like, you're not gonna come up with lightning resistance on a lot of things. There's like
These
almost
archers
nothing.
can't hit anything.
There's gotta be some tier 4 tomes I haven't looked at though, Walker. Maybe.
I mean, there's still plenty of ways to get extra resistance.
There we go.
Right, like bolstered resistance is definitely a big tool, but you can't do
Alright.
racial transformations on
I'm,
the Sovereign. So
I'm happily surprised by my own build, actually.
It was
Check
fun.
it out. I killed 2 guys.
you did it, Ninja.
Oh, there comes the
Yeah.
result.
Celebrations.
Are we doing a
Celebrations
2v2?
all around.
I got
I think
things
it's
I'm
now
gonna.
like around 2:30. Yeah, this was like around the time where I felt like if we were getting done like this late, I think we needed to wrap it up. Although tomorrow we're doing Winslayer versus Baddock, right?
Yeah, and who knows how long that would
Yeah,
take. We
it's up
could
to
have
you.
time
Yeah.
afterwards for something else, because I don't know. We'll see, right?
I
Yeah,
don't
if we
mind
get
the
to
second
that-
one, but it's up to you.
It would be fun, but I think I do need to get rocking and rolling.
I don't
Yeah.
have time for a
But
whole
if we
other
have time
1v1.
tomorrow, I would
Alright.
be after the Baddock fight. I could be open to it.
Yeah, my time's a little limited this afternoon, but like Cody, super happy that you got to play
Yeah,
with us
this
and
is a
hang
lot
out.
of fun, man.